Let's face it, mornings are like trying to put together furniture with a vague set of instructions. It's confusing, frustrating, and you often end up with one too many pieces left over, and you don't even know if you've assembled it right. You know the drill. You hit snooze, you try to squeeze in a few extra minutes of sleep, that never works, and suddenly you're running around like a headless chicken, no tea, no breakfast, and no hope of making it out the door on time. But don't worry, my friend. We're here to help you uncover the sneaky little morning habits that are secretly ruining your day. The good news is, you can fix these mistakes one small change at a time. Hitting the snooze button 15 times. The snooze button can really make a morning go wrong. We've all been there. The alarm goes off, you hit snooze and think you've got a few more minutes. And suddenly you've lost an hour of sleep in a time warp. You don't feel refreshed, you feel awful, like your body's been tricked into thinking it's still in bed. Except now it's too late to feel fully rested, and you're just groggy enough to not want to get out of bed. Problem with snoozing is that it actually disrupts your sleep cycle. When you snooze, your brain starts to wake up and then gets pulled back into sleep, which confuses your internal clock. That means when you finally get up, you're not only late, you're mentally disoriented, and your brain's not sure what time zone it's in. Set your alarm across the room. This way, you're forced to get up to turn it off. Once you're standing, your brain will register that you've already started the process of getting out of bed, and you might as well finish what you started. Grabbing your phone first thing. You know that moment when your alarm goes off and, instead of getting up, you immediately reach for your phone? First, you check the weather, then you check emails, then you scroll through Instagram, and before you know it, you're halfway through a random Twitter thread about someone's potato soup recipe. Your brain is wide awake but now also overwhelmed by life. The problem? You've just launched yourself into a full-blown mental overload before you've even gotten out of bed. Checking your phone first thing can trigger stress, anxiety, and a feeling of being behind before you even start your day. You read a depressing headline, scroll past a few Instagram posts that remind you that everyone's life is perfect except yours, and bam, your mood has plummeted. Try not checking your phone first thing. Instead, spend a few minutes stretching or doing some light breathing exercises. You'll feel grounded, ready to tackle the day, and you won't waste valuable energy stressing out over things you can't control before breakfast. Your phone will still be there when you're ready for it. Trust me, it's not going anywhere. Not eating breakfast. We've all skipped breakfast at one point, usually while telling ourselves that we'll just grab something later. Then later turns into 2 p.m. and you haven't eaten yet, and now you're running on fumes and binging the nearest vending machine like you're on a reality show. Here's the thing, skipping breakfast isn't helping. In fact, it's hurting you. Breakfast fuels your body and your brain for the day ahead. Without it, you'll feel sluggish, irritable, and probably pretty hangry by mid-morning. Meal prep is your new best friend. Take 10 minutes the night before to prepare breakfast items like overnight oats or smoothie packs. Grab and go. Breakfast doesn't have to be elaborate, just get something in your system to start the day right. Bonus points if you make it a fun ritual like picking a new smoothie recipe each week or having smoothie bowl Sundays. Listen guys, if you don't subscribe, a panda will cry. Do you really want that on your conscience? Think about it, you're causing unnecessary sadness in the animal kingdom. Not to mention, every time you subscribe, a puppy gets a treat. So help a puppy, save a panda, and be the hero you were always meant to be. Running around like a headless chicken. We've all been there, frantically looking for our keys, spilling coffee on our shirts, and scrambling around like we're in some fast-paced action movie. All of this chaos is the result of poor planning the night before. You're late, stressed, and frazzled, which means you're already on the wrong foot as you begin your day. The chaotic morning sets a tone for the rest of the day. The first few hours of your morning determine your mental state for the day. So if you're scrambling, chances are your entire day is going to feel rushed. Key is to prep the night before. Set out your clothes, pack your bag, make sure you know where your keys are. Even 5 minutes of prep can save you a world of stress when morning rolls around. Forgetting to hydrate. You wake up parched, but the first thing you grab is a cup of coffee. You may think coffee is life, but really it's not quite the hydration your body needs first thing in the morning. After hours of sleep, you're probably a little dehydrated, and coffee's not going to fix that. Start your day by drinking a glass of water before you even think about coffee. Think of it like a little reset for your body after the long night's rest. If you're feeling fancy, add a slice of lemon to really give your body that extra hydration boost. After that, feel free to have your smoothie, tea, or whatever other morning brew you love, but hydrate first. Trying to do everything at once. Ever tried juggling a bunch of things at once? Well, that's what multitasking in the morning feels like. You're brushing your teeth, checking your emails, and attempting to make breakfast all at once, and somehow everything ends up burned, smeared, or forgotten. The myth of multitasking is that you think you're being more productive, but in reality, your brain is switching between tasks really quickly. Instead of juggling everything, focus on one thing at a time. Pick a task, finish it, and then move on to the next. Don't try to do everything because you most likely won't do anything properly. You'll be amazed at how much more you get done without the stress of doing it all. Plus, your brain will thank you for not giving it a mental meltdown before 9 a.m. Waking up late. Waking up late is like being thrust into a sprint before your feet even touch the ground. There's no time to think, no time to breathe, and you're already mentally 3 hours behind before you even start. Set your alarm just 15 minutes earlier than usual. That small extra time can be a game changer. You won't feel rushed or anxious, and you might even get to enjoy a quiet moment before the chaos begins. 15 minutes is enough time for a stretch, a cup of water, or even a quick meditation session. Small changes can make your morning feel smoother and your mood lighter. Overloading your schedule. You know those mornings when you wake up already mentally preparing for a day full of back-to-back meetings and a to-do list longer than your last text convo with your best friend? Overloading your schedule is a fast track to burnout. When you don't have time to breathe, you're not productive, you're just treading water. Learn the art of saying no. You don't need to fill your calendar with every opportunity that comes your way. Prioritize what's most important and focus on quality over quantity. Your mental health will thank you, and you'll be much more productive when you're not overcommitting yourself. Lack of a morning ritual. Waking up without a plan is like going into battle without a sword. You're setting yourself up for failure before you even start. It's no surprise that people who have successful mornings have one thing in common. They've created a morning ritual. Whether it's journaling, stretching, meditating, or listening to a motivational podcast, rituals help set the tone for the day. Start by incorporating small rituals into your mornings. Spend 5 minutes writing in a gratitude journal, do a short meditation, or listen to a podcast that inspires you. Whatever it is, make it something that prepares you mentally and emotionally for the day ahead. Bonus points if you pretend you're in a motivational movie montage. Being too hard on yourself. Finally, the biggest mistake of all, being too hard on yourself. We all make mistakes. Maybe you missed your alarm, spilled coffee on your favorite shirt, or didn't get to work on time. Key is not to let one mistake derail your entire day. Give yourself some grace. Life is messy, and no one's morning goes according to plan all the time. Laugh it off, fix what you can, and move forward. The more you practice self-compassion, the less your mistakes will affect your mood and your productivity. Which one of these morning mistakes do you usually commit? Tell us in the comments below. Also, remember, small changes lead to big results. You don't need to overhaul your entire morning routine to make a difference. Start with 1 or 2 fixes and see how they impact your day. Soon enough, you'll be waking up like a boss instead of feeling like a zombie who's just stumbled into the daylight. Take control of your mornings and watch your entire day and your life start to transform. You've got this.